Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is English Bulletin with me, Jestha Bhatrai. The top stories first. Suicide cases increasing in the country. Experts fear suicide might overtake coronavirus deaths. Death toll from coronavirus rises to 14, more than 3,700 infected in Nepal. Nepali Congress says government has failed to curb coronavirus, accuses the government of corruption in medical procurement. Saudi Arabia considers limiting Hajj pilgrims, authorities concerned about coronavirus transmission. And Spanish football to swing back into action this week, fans are likely to enter stadium earlier than expected. And now, the news in detail. 5 people have been murdered at Tilottamat and Kanchi Bazar, Rupandehi. According to District Police Office Rupandehi, 5 people employed in a local buffalo farm were murdered yesterday. The culprit has been identified as Chapindra Sinjali, working on the same farm and has been on the run. A janitor working at Bayalpata Hospital in Acham self-immolated him yesterday after being fired from work. He later died while receiving treatment for critical injuries. The deceased has been identified as Siddhartha Ahuji, a local resident of Siddhartha Nagar Municipality, Ward number 6. The deceased had set himself on fire yesterday morning and sustained critical injuries. He was airlifted to Kohalpur Medical Hospital, Bake, via a Simrik Air helicopter. The janitor died yesterday afternoon while undergoing treatment at Kohalpur Hospital, the police confirmed. The janitor apparently committed suicide after the hospital he was working at recently decided not to renew his contract any further. The hospital had sacked 33 employees, including the man, citing economic crisis. The man might have been depressed after he was sacked from work, due to which he set himself on fire by pouring petrol at the hospital premises, police added. The whole nation has been under lockdown imposed by the government to contain and control the coronavirus outbreak since the last 2.5 months. A chilling report has uncovered that 1,093 people have committed suicide throughout the lockdown period. Suicide rate in the country has rapidly increased throughout the lockdown period while the whole world is fighting the pandemic. Tambar Khawas, a 55-year-old security guard from Nayabaneshwar, Kathmandu, and another man from Acham committed suicide yesterday. Both of the suicides are rather just representative cases of how suicide has been gradually increasing across the nation. According to data, in an average, 15 people have been committing suicide daily in Nepal.
हाम्रो क्राइम प्याटर्न एनालिसिसहरु गर्छन् त्यस अनुसारको चाहिँ कस्तो क्राइम कसरी बढिरहेछ कहाँ चाहिँ हामी रिसोर्सहरु गर्ने कुन एरिया चाहिँ बढी सेन्सिटिभ जोन हो यसपछि लकडाउन सकेपछि कसरी चाहिँ समाजमा चाहिँ अब यो अपराधहरु बढ्न सक्छ भनेर अलि एनालाइज गरेर योजना प्लान गरेर काम गर्छौं त्यही अनुसार अहिले पनि लकडाउन पनि काम भइरहेछ त्यसैले अन्य अपराध पनि घटेको हो.
According to statistics, Province 5 has reported the largest number of suicide cases, within a total of 237 cases during the lockdown, followed by 64 in Kathmandu. Province 1 has also registered 178 cases and 152 in Province 2. Similarly, 162 people from Bagmati Province, 120 from Gandaki, 58 from Karnali and 114 from Sudur Paschim Province have committed suicide during the last 2.5 months. Police have speculated depression as the main cause in most of the suicide cases. Psychologists agree with the police, stating current situation, lack of employment, loss in business, uncertainty about future as the prime reason for growing suicide cases in the country.
स्टार्ट गर्ने अब यसलाई मैले कसरी ओभरकम गर्न सक्छु कसरी फेरि आफूलाई चाहिँ पिकअप लिन सक्छु भन्ने त्यो योजना त्यो प्लान बनाउन सक्दैन भने त्यस बेलामा पनि त्यो मान्छेले के त त्यो प्लान बनाउन नसक्ने अवस्थामा चाहिँ नि बरु इजिली म सुसाइड गर्दिन्छु.
Experts fear more deaths due to suicide rather than by coronavirus if the current situation continues. A special parliamentary probe committee has been formed to investigate into the Rukum West incident in Chaurjahari. A 9-member committee headed by lawmaker Devendra Paudel has been formed to investigate the incident in which 6 people were allegedly killed for intercaste marriage. Other members of the committee include lawmakers Eklimia Durga Paudel, Parvati Kumari Bisankhe, Prakash Rasaili, Bimala Bike, Maheshwar Jang Gahadraj, Min Bahadur Bishwakarma and Ram Shahaya Yadav. The committee has been mandated to complete the investigation within 30 days. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. 1 more person has died of coronavirus in the country. With this, the number of victims of the deadly virus has reached 14 in Nepal. The Ministry of Health and Population informed yesterday that a 58-year-old man from Walling municipality in Siangja died of coronavirus recently. Spokesperson at the ministry, Dr. Jageshwar Gautam, confirmed the case during a regular press meet.
स्याङ्जा जिल्ला वालिङ नगरपालिका वडा नम्बर 3 को वर्ष 58 को एकजना पुरुषको दुःखद निधन भएको छ र उहाँको निधनप्रति स्वास्थ्य तथा जनसङ्ख्या मन्त्रालय हार्दिक संवेदना प्रकट गर्दछ.
According to the ministry, 340 new cases of coronavirus were reported yesterday. The total number of infection in the country has reached 3,762. The disease has now spread to 71 out of 77 districts of Nepal.
314 जना हुनुहुन्छ. त्यसमध्ये 294 जना पुरुष र 20 जना महिला हुनुहुन्छ. जम्मा संक्रमितको संख्या 3762. त्यसमध्ये पुरुष 3506 र महिला 256 हुनुहुन्छ.
The total number of patients who have recovered from the infection has reached 488. All of them have been discharged from hospital after successful treatment. Currently, more than 166,000 people are kept in quarantine facility across the country. Likewise, the number of people kept in isolation stands at 3,260. The main opposition party, Nepali Congress, has concluded that the government has failed in its efforts to control and prevent the spread of coronavirus in the country. NC's Central Working Committee meeting yesterday at its headquarters in Sanepa aced to such conclusion. The Nepali Congress has also blamed the government of not taking any effective action but simply extending the lockdown. The party has decided to present the Prime Minister with a memorandum under the leadership of senior leader Ramchandra Paudel. The inability of the import enough medical supplies to corruption in those that have been imported, dilapidated condition of the quarantine facilities and scarcities of test kits at these quarantine facilities are some of the major failures of the current government, according to NC. Similarly, the Congress party has also urged the government to make the protective equipment available for all frontline workforce like health personnel, security personnel, leaders of local levels, media persons, among others. Health Minister Bhanubhakta Dhakal has presented the details of the expenditure of the government on the control and prevention of the spread of coronavirus. Answering the questions of lawmakers in the parliament regarding the government-endorsed programs and the budget, Health Minister Bhanubhakta Dhakal yesterday presented the details of the expenditures of the central, provincial and local level governments in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. According to Minister Dhakal, 6.3 billion rupees have been spent by the central government, followed by 2.7 million rupees by the local level and 1.8 billion by the provincial government.
प्रत्येक स्थानीय तहमा एक चिकित्सक व्यवस्था गर्ने साथै एक संस्था एक चिकित्सकको व्यवस्थापनको लागि आवश्यक मापदण्ड बनाई कार्यान्वयनमा ल्याइनेछ। स्वास्थ्य बीमा तथा सामाजिक सुरक्षाका सन्दर्भमा आम रूपमा बीमाको दायरा बढाउनका लागि नीतिगत रूपमा विद्यमान व्यवस्थालाई परिमार्जन गरी अगाडि बढाउने प्रतिबद्धता जाहेर गर्दछु।
Tourism Minister Yogesh Bhattarai claimed that a regular flight from Gautam Buddha International Airport to Qatar would have been ready at the start of the fiscal year had it not been for the coronavirus pandemic, which has brought a complete halt to the aviation sector.
कोभिड-19 को कारणले पर्यटन क्षेत्र अन्तर्गतका नागरिक उड्डयनका थुप्रै कार्यक्रमहरूलाई स्थगित गर्नु परेको छ। जुन उत्साह हामीले 2020 को भ्रमण वर्षबाट अगाडि बढाउन खोजेका थियौं त्यसमा ठूलो हामीलाई धक्का लागेको छ।
Agriculture Minister Ghanshyam Bhusal made a commitment that the Prime Minister's Agriculture Innovation Project will no longer be politicized.
हाम्रो साँच्चै वास्तविक उद्योग खोल्ने हो भनेदेखि त त्यो कृषिमै आधारित हुन्छ। त्यस अर्थमा उत्पादन राम्ररी बढेर त्यो उत्पादनले धकेलेको उद्योग मात्रै कृषि उत्पादन बढेर त्यो उत्पादनले धकेलेर म त भन्छु 1 वर्ष 2 वर्ष 5 अरब 6 अरबको कृषि उपज फालियो भने पनि हामीले बेहोर्न तयार हुनुपर्छ। त्यसले बाटो खोज्छ, त्यसले औद्योगिकीकरण खोज्छ।
Forest Minister Shakti Bahadur Basnat has claimed that although cases of irregularities have come forward with regards to the scientific forest management, the Federal Parliament and the Cabinet has no involvement in the issue.
संघीय व्यवस्था अनुसार संघ, प्रदेश र स्थानीय तहका जिम्मेवारी अनुरूप संघीय तहको वन तथा वातावरण मन्त्रालयका सीमित कार्यान्वयन इकाइहरू बजेटको सीमा र जनता तथा जनप्रतिनिधिहरूको व्यापक अपेक्षा बीचमा सन्तुलन मिलाउने चुनौती रहेको निश्चित छ।
Various ministers answered to the questions of the MPs in the Parliament yesterday during the Parliament session regarding the allocated budgets. And now, the news from Economic Front. Nepal Oil Corporation has initiated the process of installing Enterprise Resource Planning System. This system is expected to reduce oil theft and adulteration. The ERP system is believed to introduce integrated management and automation of the company. Currently, petrol stations that sell adulterated fuel have been complaining that they receive such poor quality fuel from the NOC itself. The new system will also replace the paperwork with computerized system for record keeping. NOC informed that the new system will be operational within 3 years. Executive Director of NOC Surendra Prasad Paudel informed that the move was aimed to modernize the NOC and make it technology friendly. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. Saudi Arabia could drastically limit numbers of the annual Hajj pilgrimage to prevent a further outbreak of coronavirus, Reuters reported. According to the news agency, cases in the country topped 100,000 as of Monday evening. Some 2.5 million pilgrims visit the holiest site of Islam in Mecca and Medina for the week-long Hajj. The pilgrimage is considered a once-in-a-lifetime duty for every able-bodied Muslim who can afford it. Official data show Hajj and Umrah pilgrimage earn the kingdom about $1.2 billion a year. Saudi Arabia asked Muslims in March to put Hajj plans on hold and suspend Umrah until further notice. According to Reuters, sources familiar with the matter said authorities are now considering allowing only symbolic numbers this year. Restrictions include a ban on older pilgrims and additional health checks. Some officials are still pushing for a cancellation of the Hajj, expected to start in late July, the sources said. A man drove his car into a crowd of protesters in Seattle on Sunday before shooting and wounded a demonstrator who confronted him. According to Reuters, police confirmed the incident and eyewitnesses' video also supported the claim. Seattle police said firefighters took the man who was shot to the hospital and that he was in stable condition. No one else was injured, the police said. The suspect was seen in the video exiting his car as protesters began to surround it. He brandished what appeared to be a gun, dashed through the crowd and turned himself over to police. The incident was in contrast to mostly peaceful weekend protest sparked by the death of George Floyd last month while in police custody. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Football fans might be back cheering inside the stadiums sooner than expected, La Liga president Javier Tebas hinted yesterday. The top two tiers of Spanish football will swing back into action this week, with Sevilla derby between Real Betis and Sevilla marking its return after a 3-month absence on Thursday. According to Daily Mail, though the games will be initially played behind closed doors, Tebas wants to bring supporters back at some point. He has confirmed that some grounds could be able to open up before others, depending on lockdown status. On Monday, the entire region of Andalusia, including Sevilla and Granada, eased lockdown restrictions. However, major cities like Madrid and Barcelona will only move into phase 2 this week due to stricter measures being imposed. El Clasico rivals Barcelona and Real Madrid have been trailing each other for the first place, with Madrid 2 points behind their arch-rivals. English football's championship season will restart with Brentford's West London derby against Fulham on June 20 before Leeds United face Cardiff a day later. According to Daily Mail, every side in the championship has 9 games left to play before the playoffs at the start of August, with matches to take place behind closed doors. Leeds and West Brom are in the automatic promotion spots and on course of promotion, with the Baggies having the chance to climb into the first when they play Birmingham on Saturday. The games on June 20 will represent the first championship clashes since derby against Blackburn on March 8 when the season was suspended due to coronavirus pandemic. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Suicide cases increasing in the country. Experts fear suicide might overtake coronavirus deaths. Death toll from coronavirus rise to 14, more than 3,700 infected in Nepal. Nepali Congress says government has failed to curb coronavirus, accuses government of corruption in medical procurement. Saudi Arabia considers limiting Hajj pilgrims, authorities concerned about coronavirus transmission. And Spanish football to swing back into action this week. Fans are likely to enter stadium earlier than expected. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website at janatasamachar.com. We urge all our viewers to follow government directives of the lockdown and follow healthy hygienic practices to keep safe from any infection. Keep washing your hands, keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.